it's really hard to be a woman today. There's such a thing, it's called the glass ceiling, and what that refers to is in any profession, here in America and anywhere else in the world it's actually worse, but here in America in any profession you can choose anything at all, and in that profession the top paid salaries for a man will always far surpass the top paid salary for a woman, even if the woman is more qualified. That's every given profession here. So then if you look at that in terms of professions in general, to be an artist is probably one of the hardest professions to be. Everyone knows the saying, to be a starving artist. Well, women artists have to struggle more to get recognition, I feel like, and to be taken seriously. I don't know why, because logically that doesn't make sense. And art's value shouldn't depend on any of the personal characteristics of the maker, but for some reason that tends to be the way that it goes. Because the glass is a muse itself, and we all share the same muse. And it's like people joke about like the glass bug. A lot of people, all it takes for them to want to become a glassblower is to see glassblowing once, or to experience it once. You know, melt glass one time, they fall in love. That's where I'm at. I like went to school for glass, but not ever wanting to be a glassblower, and fell in love with the medium and the process. There's an unlimited amount of things that you can do with glass. We primarily work with borosilicate. There's all different coefficients of glass. You can cast glass, you can blow glass, you can sculpt glass, you can do so much with it that it's just captivating. And I think that part of the community sense that comes from glass comes from that shared, strong, passionate interest in the subject matter itself. It has us all captivated, so we all have a lot to talk about and a lot of common ground to stand on.
I never really thought about what kind of work I was making. Was it like feminine or masculine? I just thought that I was just making work and making the things that I like. So I guess maybe I learned that. But yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know, as an artist, it doesn't, like, there's really no gender to art. So I don't understand why people think that there is. You know, I mean, how is that, like, what, more decorative work is made? Because some men make very, like, pretty things. Why does it have to be pretty to be, like, a woman's work? Or why does it, I don't know, it's stereotypes, it's stupid. There's a bunch of stupid shit that people say all the time.
I agree. Art definitely shouldn't have a gender to it. The presentation itself shouldn't have any attachment to the artist, unless that's what they intended. If they intend to like make a statement art, like "I'm a woman, hear me roar," then then it should be viewed as such. But if the artist is making work that isn't making a statement about their sex or their race or their their age or their background, then it shouldn't be considered. It's funny because a lot of people, this question is coming from Z. Z makes some, if you will, masculine work. She makes like gruesome monsters and creatures with dirt on them and blood and jagged teeth. And if you were to look at her work, one might assume that a man makes it, but really Kim is this beautiful little lady, and she makes this work that's extremely masculine. Now, whether that should matter or not, I don't think that matters. If I was viewing some works and I saw Z's, I wouldn't, personally, I wouldn't view it and be like, oh, I guess the dude that makes that's really cool, or, the chick that makes that's really cool. I would just think like, oh, that's awesome. But now, had I found out that a woman makes it, because the nature of the work is very masculine, yes, I might be surprised, like, oh, wow. But I don't think that one should put you know, the artist's personal characteristics. The industry is a very male-dominated industry, and why do I think so? I don't know. I think just because the nature of flame working being generally dangerous, working with welding equipment and fire and, you know, kilns and things like that. I don't know if that's why, but there's just not that many women flame workers in general, or at least used to be. And there are today definitely a lot of women that flame work, but there's not that many women in the pipe industry. I'd say it's probably like maybe like 1 to 10 or like 1 to 9 in the industry in terms of male to female ratio. And with that being said, it makes it a little bit intimidating. I had been a glassblower for 5 years when I started making pipes, and I'm still feeling a little overwhelmed. I'm blessed to work in a studio with some extremely talented and well-known individuals who have really made a name for themselves. And then here I am, although I have skill behind me, I've never like made pipes before, and it's, you know, it's not just making them, it's knowing how to sell them and market them and have a profitable business. And I'm like, oh man, I'm just the new girl with all these like established, well-known guys. How am I going to make it? I still kind of feel that way sometimes, but I don't know.
I remember, you know, doing an interview, and it was this guy in the music industry, and he was supposed to come meet me. And this could be because I'm young and because I'm a black woman, I'm not sure. But he came down to meet me, and he looked over my head, and he looked everywhere else except at me. He didn't believe that I was the reporter. And those are things that happen to me a lot. Or I'll go to interview an artist and their security guard is hitting on me. You know what I mean? It's, oh, you know, can I call you, oh, your name is Sophia, can I call you Sophie? What's your name, Sophie? What's your number, Sophie? And I'm like, you can call me, get up out my face. Like, I'm here to do my job. I feel like sometimes people don't take you seriously. Like, you're always cute. You're always, you know what I mean? You're, oh, look at this cute girl.
Well, one time I was at a trade show, and this guy walked up to me and was saying, yeah, I'm really interested in Z's work. Can you tell me where he is? And I was like, oh, so you're really interested in Z's work? Yeah, he was here. You know, I can give you his phone number. And he's like, oh, that would be great. And meanwhile, one of my other friends is standing there laughing like, this is Z, like, she's a woman. And he was like, oh my God, I'm such a sexist, I'm disgusting. So that happened. I mean, he's like literally talking to me and asking where Z was, thinking that it was a guy. I mean, that happens kind of a lot. It happens at the last trade show I was at. Some guy was like, oh yeah, I met Z a while ago, is he here? And I was like, how would you meet him? I'm Z.
What I've learned is that as a woman, there is a level of strength just innately in order to survive in this world that you're gonna need, right? A little more strength than a man, inner strength than a man will probably have. It's gonna maybe quiet strength, it may be not so quiet strength, but you're gonna need it because your ideas aren't always gonna be validated. You can't look to the world to validate your work. You're gonna have to be that validation yourself. You're gonna have to find that within yourself to say, you know, you're good enough. No, you can do it. Forget all the people who said you can't do it, because you can do it. And you can do that and all the other things that you can juggle because you're a woman and that's what you do, and you juggle. You shouldn't have to juggle all those things, but you do. So I've learned that I'm stronger than I think I am, and I've become stronger. As a reporter, I think I've become a lot more stern. I think in general, as a person, I'm very sweet, I'm very nice, but I can switch at the drop of a hat because people will try and take advantage of that, especially as a woman. They see someone to be taken advantage of. And I'm not having that when it comes to my job and what I do. And you can call me a bitch, you can call me bossy, you can call me all these things, but no. And that's where that strength comes in. Not letting those views, all of that outside noise, impact you and what you do and how you view yourself and how you do it.
People assume that, you know, women are going to make flowers and, I don't know, whatever else, you know, women make, like, you know, little female figures, you know, just more, I guess they would say, like, feminine, you know, type of work. But I mean, I'm making a heart right now. It's pretty feminine, right? I'm gonna stick nails in it though.
Just this past weekend, I was asked to do a demonstration at the International Flame Working Conference, which is down in Salem Community College. And I was the only woman presenting, and I did a lathe demo. And in my demo, I cracked a piece and showed how to fix the crack. And after the demo, I got a lot of compliments about, like, wow, that was a great demo. You know, I learned a lot. I learned how to fix a crack. And this one woman approached me, and I wore a suit, you know, like a pencil skirt suit during my demo. And the woman approached me after my demo, and she said to me, you know, like, you are so inspiring. Not only are you a woman up there on the lathe, but you're the best dressed flea worker I've ever met. So that was nice. I like to bring some classiness to lathe working. Back in the day, scientific flame workers or lamp workers would typically, if they were working in a scientific setting, or if they were a student at Salem in the scientific glassblowing program, they would wear white lab coats like a chemist would while they blew glass. So, you know, I'm happy to be bringing classy back.